Not all measures, because some measures have already begun.
The February ones you're talking about,
Yes.
Senator? Correct.
Yes? Okay. So what I want to understand is a couple of things about the effect of changes. First, I just want to confirm the $15 million figure for agricultural land is not proposed to be indexed annually?
That's correct, Senator.
Is the $1 billion, which is now $1.094 billion figure for investors from the United States, New Zealand and Chile, is that indexed?
Yes, it is, Senator.
So the indexation is obviously to keep the real value of the threshold at the same level, yes?
That's correct. Yeah, so that was part of the agreement with the United States, that we would index that threshold.
But in the absence of indexation, you actually effectively tighten the threshold every year.
In essence, that's what.
Right. So why is the 15 million not indexed?
So that's a policy issue, Senator.
Why? What's the rationale?
The rationale?
Yeah.
So that's a government decision that 15 million.
Right.
15 million is the number. Yeah.
Sure is.
Well, Mr. Lonsdale.
If you're a investor from the United States, New Zealand or Chile, your threshold gets indexed each year. If you're an investor from China, you have a flat $15 million threshold for however many years this government stays in power. Is that right?
It's a question. So you're correct, Senator. One is indexed, the other is not indexed.
And what about cumulative investment? Is the $1 billion plus threshold cumulative?
No, it's not, Senator.
Is the $15 million threshold cumulative?
Yes, it is, Senator.
So why, if I'm an American investor, can I make many different investments and stay under the threshold? But if I'm a Chinese investor, every single investment I make is counted for the purposes of getting me to the 15 million.
Senator, that's the government's policy. With the threshold for the United States, that was an agreement that was locked in the Australia-US Free Trade Agreement, and Australia cannot change the commitment, cannot change the treatment of US investors without either renegotiating those commitments or breaching the agreement.
But what's the policy rationale?
I think we'll leave that to the government.
Well, I know, because it's a National Party commitment, but it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous economic
Senator Williams, I do not
it's
want you
ridiculous
participating
economic policy. You've got a threshold that over time, the real value of
it was only meant
declines.
for you and for Matthew. So
Senator Canavan,
of course, yes. So look.
Well,
if you're going to go to policy, I'm just going to pull you up.
Sure.
Promoting the National Party's policy.
But if you want to ask a question about any
So,
of that,
Senator Sinodinos, can you explain the policy rationale for me as to why it is that not only do American investors get a far higher threshold, but it is indexed and non-cumulative, but a Chinese investor has a $15 million threshold, which is not indexed and is cumulative? I'm sorry, Senator?
And Japanese and South Korean.
Sure, yeah.
So not only Chinese.
So Japanese and South, basically, why the Asian countries get...
Well, I don't think it's...
I'm sorry? Did you say...
Order.
We're tightening selling off the farm.
Please.
We're tightening
Senator
selling
Wong,
off the farm.
Senator
Is
Wong,
that government
you threw it
policy?
in.
We're tightening
Mr. Chairman,
selling up off the
rather
farm.
than detain the committee, I can take that on notice.
Thank you.
But I would say I am aware of the Australia-US Free Trade Agreement that was locked in 2004, slightly different stage and context, but I'll take the other on notice and give you a proper answer.
So, Senator Sinodinos, Senator Williams just... Senator Williams just...
Senator Wong, I know what you're doing. Senator Williams and Senator Canavan, do not participate. Do not participate.
Too tempting.
All right? I'm banning you for the next 3 minutes.
I'm asking this minister a policy question. I am allowed...
Ask the minister,
if I may,
don't refer to your...
Well, with respect, Chair, I can ask whatever question I like. You can uphold the standing orders. Can I finish the question?
Address
I'm addressing... Thank you.
I'm trying to be cooperative.
Thank you. I'm trying to finish the question.
Yeah.
I'm asking the minister, or the Cabinet Secretary. Your colleague Senator Williams just said that these were all about tightening up what did you say?
Tightening up, selling off the farm.
Tightening up, selling off the farm. Is that the Turnbull government's policy?
I will give you a proper response based on advice from the Treasury and others.
Well, I'm asking,
Given I'm not
is
a
it
Treasury
it's a
minister.
political question?
No, I'm not.
It's a political question. Is tightening up, selling off the farm? You could add to Asians if you want, because that's all it applies to.
No.
Just Asians.
Look,
That's not.
honestly,
Order, that's...
Mr. Chairman, this is now a red
Okay,
herring. I
okay,
want to answer.
I'll
Get your
rephrase.
proper-
I'll rephrase.
Yeah.
Is tightening up, selling off the farm Malcolm Turnbull's policy?
Our policy is to promote foreign investment, subject to the safeguards that have been enacted over a period of time.
Promote foreign investment. So does that include foreign investment into farms?
You asking me?
No, I'm asking him.
No, look.
She's looking at me.
If you look historically,
Very
we've
happy.
had,
Keep going.
we've had 200 years where we've relied
He's really
on